Hey girls, guys, and all people like it, is Mox here, and hello, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at a new upcoming FNAF fan game. And this one is one that we've actually seen before. It's Treasure Island. I even played this for the channel. Oh! What is that? What is that? What is that? Oh! Why is this new and upcoming? What is going on? Well, some eagle-eyed people will notice that this just says Treasure Island, whereas the original game is Five Nights at Treasure Island official. So what is Treasure Island? It's a remake of Five Nights at Treasure Island, I believe, which is funny because that in itself is a remake of itself. So this is like the third remake of this game. I was not super into the first version of the game, but when I played the remake on the channel, I absolutely loved it. One of my favorite FNAF fan games, and it's coming from Radiant's team, which is one of my favorite FNAF fan game developers. They've made a bunch of good games. If we go onto their account, they made stuff like Five Nights at Chuck E. Cheese. What? They made Five Nights at Chuck E. Cheese, which I absolutely loved. It was a nice, fun, simple fan game. Really well made though, awesome. And I think that was one of the first fan games I made for the channel.
Oh shit! I didn't know you were there. I didn't even know he was there. Am I gonna get— Oh, you bastard! Oh man, we were doing so good.
So I've got a lot of love for the stuff that they do. But they made Five Nights at Treasure Island official, and then they made Oblitus Casa, which is kind of a sequel to that. And now they're making Treasure Island, which has a very similar, almost the same like thumbnail thing as Five Nights at Treasure Island. So if we just jump into this, we're gonna see what's going on. I won't super go over the story and the summary and all that stuff. If you'd like to see something more in-depth, you can check out my gameplay video of Five Nights at Treasure Island, because I don't think it's that different, but if it is, I'm sure someone will tell me in the comments, sorry. But to super summarize it, it's pretty much Disney, but spooky, which I absolutely love. I think this works so well because very similar to official Five Nights at Freddy's, it's this like happy feeling thing that has like a dark secret and is like actually really spooky behind the scenes. And I think it works so well because it's happier than FNAF. FNAF always has a bit of a horror element to it. Even when they're meant to be shown off in a happy light, it's kind of like, okay, these are kind of weird looking animatronics, stuff like that. But when you look at Disney, it's supposed to be the happiest place on earth. And it having like a dark secret is something that is very popular and common in like media, I guess. And I'm just a huge fan. Actually, before I forget, Radiant's team also made Five Nights to Remember, which has become one of my favorite FNAF fan games. I recently played it and have a video about it coming out super soon. So make sure you hit like, get subscribed, and stay tuned for that because I'm so excited for that to come out. When you judge it just off of like the game page, it can look a bit, it doesn't look the craziest. And this picture in particular actually kind of weirded me out because it just looks kind of weird, like a very thin suited animatronic. But I promise you, one of the best FNAF fan games, in my opinion, that I've ever played. But okay, jumping back to Treasure Island, I really wanted to take a look at the devlog, which came out recently, and I just think this stuff is super interesting, and because I like posting kind of FNAF news, I figured this would kind of be a cool thing to cover. But okay, I'll try to summarize some of it. So basically, they were working on Five Nights to Remember, but they're trying to get back to full development for Treasure Island, which is awesome. But then they go on to talk about some stuff that they've done. They've added Memories mode, and they say here, in my opinion, Classic mode in Five Nights at Treasure Island 2020 is probably one of the worst things to be featured in the game. It's cool for about 5 minutes and then becomes tedious. Normally I just brush something like this off, but since that mode is required to beat if you want some of the custom night exclusive characters, it needs an update for this. The big question that arises is, how do we make it better? Well, there are 5 nights in Classic mode dedicated to 1.0. What if you made those 5 nights the different versions of Five Nights at Treasure Island that we got over the years? Minus the 2020 game, of course. And that's what we're doing now. I think that's super cool, actually. So you're gonna kind of play through the versions. Has there been 5 versions of Five Nights at Treasure Island? They've updated this game quite a bit then. I think that is awesome. And actually a very interesting way to do that. I love that, actually. That's kind of incredibly smart. I think more fan games should do stuff like that. That's so cool. And it really works for a fan game like this that's been out for so long. It's just, I think that's cool. A great chance to look back at things. And they say here, each night is incredibly accurate to what the full version would have ended up like if released. Oh, so these were like developmental updates, not necessarily updates to the game that have come out. Okay, good to know, good to know. So basically they tried to make things as faithful as possible. Some nights will feature new models, and it just sounds like a pretty great time. I'm really interested in this. They said, I've played some builds of the mode already. It's nearly finished, and it's actually fun. Normally I feel incredibly nauseous playing any of the old Five Nights at Treasure Island versions, but the one night format really works in their favor. That's me watching old videos, just get incredibly nauseous looking at them. And then we have Custom Night, which I don't think I actually played in Five Nights at Treasure Island. I don't know if I've played that many Custom Nights in any of the FNAF fan games. No idea. As you all know, we always put Custom Night exclusive enemies in our games. This keeps the replay value high and makes Custom Night a lot more interesting. Five Nights at Treasure Island 2020's Custom Night roster is a little odd, and we've decided to make a few changes to it to line up with the new mode, as well as please some fan requests. With Memories mode involved, it also gives us an excuse to include even more insert charm joke here. I don't know what that means, but very cool. For those who can't tell what each character is for whatever reason, my reason being a lot of them look like Mickey and I didn't super learn what all their names were. But yeah, very cool. Mascot Photo Negative Mickey, Classic Face, Classic Photo Negative Minnie, Willie, Hortensia, Sparky the dog. Are these in order? Damn, I don't think these are in order. There's Hortensia. Oh, okay, I know who that character is. All right. Where are they in this? Oh, I'm guessing this one right here. Okay. Sparky the dog, he's always fun to see. Just looking at their models, they look awesome. They look amazing. I also like seeing like new characters show up in custom nights. I think that's kind of interesting as long as it lines up with the story. I don't like characters being added just for the sake of them being there, just to add fun to the gameplay. Like, it kind of needs to make sense for me to truly like it, but I understand it does make the gameplay more fun, so that makes sense. Oh, and then we have the Pirate Caverns. I remember not super loving that in the 2020 version, but this looks amazing, actually. As with all Five Nights at Treasure Island versions, Pirate Caverns has been a huge undertaking for us. Our goal with Caverns this time around is to bring it on the same level as the Utilidors in Oblatus Casa, minus the full-on free roam aspect. The new Pirate Caverns will be a full 360 point-and-click free roam. That's super cool, I love that. Isn't there rumors that Five Nights at Candy's 4 was gonna be like that? Like a 360 point-and-click thing? That's interesting. Anyway, each floor of the Caverns will feature puzzle solving as well as new segments in the gameplay to keep it fresh and engaging. And just looking around, it looks so good. It really looks just awesome. Just looking at the pictures, they're super well done. Like, the artwork and the paintings and everything, just the layout, it looks so good. I love it. And as much as I love the Treasure Island, like, aesthetic and everything, I don't know the story very well at all. I think I was always kind of confused on it. So I would love to really dive deep and get into it for this new game. What is Golden Mickey? What? So far, we're halfway done with the first floor. We have yet to begin on floor 2. The caverns are likely going to be the most graphically detailed part of the game, as we have to fit every side of each room on the floors with props galore. This is the primary reason why we're still stuck making floor 1. But I promise, regardless of how long it takes, it'll be worth the effort in the released game. And we got Golden Mickey here. He looks kind of fun, looks kind of cool. But this is so cool. I love to see like devlogs and stuff like this, because like even more in-depth stuff as well, because I'm also kind of into game development. So seeing stuff like this is just really, really cool. I love this stuff. And finally, what's left for them to do? I believe I've been slightly misleading with how much progress we've made on the game, as it seems a lot of you are under the impression we're halfway done with the project. This is not the case at all. That's mad unfortunate. Sadly, we aren't even fully finished with all of the staff building cameras. I'm gonna assume that's like your main cameras, I'm guessing. We still have to finish the kitchen, storage room, and bathroom. After we finish each camera, we do the necessary renders for it, then program it into the MFA. Don't know what that is. If someone can enlighten me on what that is, or anything that I've been confused on, please let me know down in the comments below. Any lore stuff, anything that you guys know that you think I should know jumping into this, let me know, because I'm very, very interested. So basically, they have a whole bunch left to work on. I have the slightest bit of doubt that we'll be able to finish this in time for December, but please know we are working as hard as possible when the opportunity is there. Just because we're quiet sometimes doesn't mean the game is dead. Just be patient, we'll get there eventually, even if it takes longer than expected. I really like this, and I love to get like posts from the devs saying, hello, our game is not super dead, because with quite a few fan games that I've been interested in, there have just been no updates, and then out of nowhere it's like, yeah, by the way, the game's canceled, we're done. I understand it's hard to put out updates on fan games, especially because they're free. They're not going to make any money on this stuff, so I get that it can be difficult, but I do really appreciate updates like this. But yeah, that's gonna be just about it for this update on Treasure Island. I just kind of wanted to make a post letting you guys know that this is a thing, because this is so cool. Even just earlier this month, they were posting stuff and updates. Like, look at this update, that looks crazy. They look nuts, that lighting looks insane. I love it so much. And if you want to check out more of the game page, I will leave a link to it down in the description. And while you're down there, don't forget to hit like, get subscribed for more updates to FNAF fan games. I'll be playing a bunch more, as well as FNAF news. I love to cover news and leaks related to the FNAF 2 movie, and that is actually looking very cool and promising. So if you're interested in that, I have links down in the description below, or if you click on my face down there, you can get a whole list of all the videos that I've been posting about all that stuff. Some other horror stuff, I've been playing this game called Pools, this amazing Backrooms liminal space game based all around the pool rooms. Super cool. One of the best psychological horrors I've ever played. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this. Stay tuned for more, and I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye. Oh my god, I am in desperate need of a haircut.